The royal family now begs to take back Harry after his massive win. Welcome to C News, where we break the juiciest royal news, stir the pot, and serve up the hottest takes on everything happening inside the palace walls. Today's top story: Prince Harry, the royal renegade, is getting the most shocking invitation, and it's not from Hollywood. After years of being written off as the black sheep of the family, Harry's massive global win has the British media scrambling, and now even Buckingham Palace is considering rolling out the red carpet for his return. But will Harry accept, or is the royal family about to get another cold shoulder? Stay tuned as we dive into the spicy polls, behind-the-scenes drama, and all the royalty you won't hear anywhere else. This is C News, where we spill it all. The tables have turned in the House of Windsor. Just a few years ago, Prince Harry was the rebellious outcast, the so-called spare, who dared to step away from the royal bubble and chart his own course. He was ridiculed, dismissed, and, according to some reports, even disowned. But now, the very same royal family that once shut the door in his face is scrambling to open it again. After years of being labelled a traitor, a troublemaker, and a lost cause, Harry has just pulled off something no one saw coming, a victory so massive, so undeniable, that it has left Buckingham Palace in absolute panic mode. At first, they pretended not to care. When Harry and Meghan signed their record-breaking deals, the royals brushed it off as a celebrity gimmick. When they secured high-profile interviews and launched their projects, the palace stayed silent. But now, after Harry's latest triumph, there's no ignoring it, the big win that changed everything. Reports are swirling that Harry has achieved a milestone that has not only solidified his place as a global icon but also put the royal family in an awkward position. Whether it's a groundbreaking legal victory, a billion-dollar empire, or an achievement that surpasses even his father and brother's influence, one thing is clear: Harry is no longer the struggling outsider. He is the success story they never expected. The UK press, which once ridiculed him, is now begrudgingly admitting that he has outmaneuvered the monarchy in a way that is both humiliating and shocking for the institution. His name is everywhere. His success is undeniable, and most importantly, the public, especially the younger generation, is rallying behind him. Inside the panic at Buckingham Palace, royal insiders are now whispering about crisis talks behind the gates of Buckingham Palace. The realization has set in that Harry's influence, connections, and sheer star power have surpassed expectations. King Charles, who was once confident that his youngest son would fade into irrelevance, is reportedly reassessing his stance. Even Prince William, who has spent years distancing himself from Harry, is feeling the pressure. The royal family is facing a modern dilemma: they cannot afford to ignore Harry anymore. The more they try to freeze him out, the more he thrives. The public, especially those outside the UK, see Harry and Meghan as symbols of independence and modernity, while the monarchy struggles with its outdated image. The desperate plan to bring him back, behind closed doors, royal advisors are scrambling to find a way to bring Harry back into the fold, without making it look like they're begging. Some suggest a public reconciliation, perhaps in the form of a high-profile royal event where Harry is welcomed back with open arms. Others believe a private meeting with King Charles could be arranged to test the waters. Even more surprising, some reports suggest that the family is now willing to offer Harry incentives, financial or otherwise, to at least soften his stance. The idea of giving him a prominent role in royal duties, something he was previously denied, is being quietly discussed, but will Harry even consider it? Here's the problem: Harry doesn't need them anymore. He has built his own empire, gained international respect, and proven that he can stand on his own. He no longer needs the palace's approval or protection. The same family that once looked down on him is now realizing that he holds all the power. Would he ever consider returning? That remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: the royal family never expected to be in this position. And now, they're the ones left scrambling, trying to find a way back into his life. UK media conducts polls on Prince Harry's return, but the results shock everyone. In a stunning turn of events, the UK media has launched a series of public polls regarding Prince Harry's potential return to the royal family, sparking heated debates across Britain. With newspapers, broadcasters, and online platforms all scrambling to gauge the public's opinion, the results have been anything but predictable. The move comes amid growing speculation that the monarchy is struggling to maintain its influence, while Harry's global success continues to soar. For years, the British press painted Prince Harry as the rebellious son who turned his back on duty. He was criticized for stepping away from royal life, ridiculed for his revelations about his family, and labeled a sellout for him multi-million-dollar deals. But now, the same media machine that once vilified him is suddenly obsessed with one question: should Harry come back? And if so, on what terms? A nation divided, polls reveal unexpected results. The first set of polls, conducted by major newspapers like the Daily Mail, the Times, and the Telegraph, sought to gauge public sentiment on whether Prince Harry should return to the royal fold. At first, it seemed like the predictable anti-Harry sentiment was holding strong. Early responses from older readers, traditionally the monarchy's most loyal supporters, indicated that many still viewed him as a deserter who had no place in royal life. However, as the polls gained traction on social media, a shocking shift took place. Younger generations, particularly those under 40, overwhelmingly supported Harry. They saw him not as a traitor, but as a trailblazer, someone who dared to defy royal expectations and build a life on his own terms. Twitter, now ex-TikTok, and Instagram were flooded with comments from supporters arguing that Harry's departure had exposed the monarchy's outdated ways, and that his return could modernize the institution. But the most surprising twist: A growing number of respondents from all age groups admitted that the royal family actually needs Harry more than he needs them. The media's U-turn, from criticism to curiosity. For years, the British press thrived on negative Harry and Meghan headlines. Stories about their downfall and failed ventures were plastered across front pages. But the reality on the ground has started to tell a different story. Harry's achievements, from his best-selling memoir Spare to his successful business deals, have proven that he is far from struggling. His Netflix and Spotify contracts, book sales, and high-profile engagements have cemented his status as a global influencer. Meanwhile, the royal family has faced its own challenges. King Charles's reign remains shaky, Prince William and Kate's popularity fluctuates, and public trust in the institution is not as strong as it once was. Sensing this shift, major UK media outlets have suddenly changed their approach. Instead of dismissing Harry outright, they are now running op-eds and debates on whether his return could actually benefit the monarchy. Talk show hosts are discussing it. Political commentators are weighing in. Even the same tabloids that once mocked him are now entertaining the idea that Harry's return could be a game changer for the royal brand. The palace's reaction, panic behind closed doors, inside Buckingham Palace, the polls have reportedly caused quite a stir. According to royal insiders, the monarchy had been hoping that Harry's relevance would fade over time, making any talk of his return unnecessary. But the fact that so many people, including a significant portion of royal supporters, are open to the idea of Harry coming back has left the palace scrambling. King Charles, already facing health concerns and the pressure of modernizing the monarchy, now finds himself in an uncomfortable position. If the public is warming up to Harry, ignoring him completely might backfire. Prince William, on the other hand, is said to be far less open to the idea. Their relationship has remained tense, and sources suggest that William sees no reason to forgive and forget when Harry has been so vocal about the family's flaws. Meanwhile, Queen Camilla and other senior royals are reportedly urging caution. Any move to bring Harry back, they argue, would need to be carefully managed to avoid looking like an admission of past mistakes. The Meghan factor, would she even allow it? No discussion about Harry's return would be complete without mentioning Meghan Markle. The polls may show that public opinion on Harry is shifting, but Meghan remains a deeply polarizing figure in the UK. While some believe she is essential to Harry's happiness, others still view her as the reason he abandoned his royal role. Many respondents in the polls said they would only support Harry's return if Meghan stayed out of the picture, an expectation that seems highly unrealistic. As one royal expert put it, Harry without Meghan is not going to happen. If the royal family wants Harry back, they need to come to terms with the fact that Meghan is part of the package. What happens next? Will the royals make a move? With poll results revealing a growing openness to Harry's return, the ball is now in the royal family's court. Will they take this as a sign to extend an olive branch? Or will they continue to maintain their distance, hoping public interest in Harry fades? Some analysts believe that if the monarchy were smart, they would use this as an opportunity. They could frame Harry's return as a new era for the royal family, one that embraces change, modernity, and a more global outlook. But doing so would require swallowing a lot of pride and admitting that perhaps, just perhaps, they were too quick to dismiss Harry in the first place. For now, the polls have sent shockwaves through both the palace and the media. One thing is clear, the UK is no longer unanimously against Harry. And as the debate continues, one question remains: if the royal family did invite him back, would he even accept?